Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook for my 2018 favorites. If you're just now joining me, I started this obviously back in 2018, and now that we're in 2019, I really want to tackle it and basically get this finished. I had such a great feeling when I finished my my December daily from 2016, and I just remember how good it felt, you know, looking through and going, wow, I completed this whole project. And so I want to do the same thing for this one. Now, where I left off on my traveler's notebook was prompt 9, and when I got done filming that, I didn't realize that I literally skipped a page, but it actually ended up working out really well for me because my 2000, what am I saying? My prompt 7 was my favorite TV show. And I figured right after TV show, since I had that space, why not make it movies? And so to me, it just kind of blended perfectly. So also I am still using, in case you didn't know, this Dear Lizzy polka dot party. That was kind of like my goal, to try to use this whole entire 6x6 paper pad for this traveler's notebooks. I like to give myself little challenges that probably sound silly, but to me it just kind of makes me set up goals for myself and kind of finish up things that I want to use. And so for this time, I really wanted to, for whatever reason, I wanted to use up this whole entire polka dot party by Dear Lizzy. It was a 6x6 paper pad. I realized I had two of them. In fact, one of them is going to my mom, and I just kind of want to add to my stash. So that is the color palette that I'm focusing on in this traveler's notebook. So here are my two photos, and basically I just took them from Google and really simply just saved them into my computer and then sized them in my PicFrame app. And then because I'm kind of getting down to the nitty gritty of that 6x6 paper pad, I really wanted to use up those scraps. And so I don't think I trimmed those down. I might have with the star paper, but definitely not with that stripe paper. Now I did grab my Feed Your Craft stamp set. I don't remember what it's called, but if you really want to know, I don't even think it's here on my desk right now. If you really want to know, leave a comment below and I will definitely find out the name of it. But I love that stamp set because I like all the current, what you're reading currently, what you're watching currently. I love those little Project Life cards and stuff, and now they're coming out with a lot of stamps like that. And the reason why I love this one so much is because it not only has icons, but it also has word phrases. And so it's perfect for when I want to document those. In this case, it worked beautifully in my traveler's notebook. Now I am putting a little stamp head below, and that's so it would give a better impression because it is getting pretty lumpy. And so I'm going to do this stamp twice. And there is going to be a tiny, tiny little piece missing, and you can see it right there, above the star paper. I'm going to grab a marker and I'm going to mark it, and honestly, when I get done, you couldn't even tell where that one, from the ink of the stamp pad to a marker. It worked out beautifully. And you're probably going, why are you laughing, Desiree? What's the catch? The catch is, as I'm flipping through this, I realized that I started my traveler's notebook on prompt 9. This is supposed to be prompt 8. Remember I told you that whole space where I skipped a page by accident. Oh my gosh, it drove me crazy. So you will see where I'm going to realize this, and I'm going to, off camera, remove those papers. Yep, I'm going to remove them. It didn't ruin my paper at all. And I'm going to adhere them onto the pages that they're supposed to go onto. So, drove me crazy. Anyways, it's an easy fix because when I do get to prompt 10, even though that, I can't even think of what that thing's called. It's the little thing like it's camera action or whatever that little thing is that they use for filming. And there I'm showing you. I'm going to easily cover that up next time I work on prompt 10 with some paper. I mean, it's an easy fix, so it's not a big deal. So now I'm going to work on the other side. I'm just, again, taking those scrap papers and seeing what I can do with them. And then as I'm looking at that, I had some stamps, and they're not there right now because they're hidden behind those stickers. But I thought about stamping a title, and I couldn't think of what the title was going to be. And Dear Lizzie has this like chalkboard paper, and one says the best and the other one says Still Laughing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use both of them. Well, I didn't really like the Still Laughing. It was really, really big. It just didn't really, and here I'm showing it twice because I didn't realize that I had already filmed it. But I've given the thumbs down. But anyways, that Still Laughing, you can see it right there on the left-hand side. It was just too big. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll use stamping with some of my letters. And then I didn't really want to stamp my letters. I wanted to use some stickers. And I grabbed some Sticker-Potamus. I don't even know if that company's around anymore. But I have 3 packages of those because apparently one wasn't enough. And I am just trying to use them up because they have been in my stash forever, probably since the beginning of my scrapbooking days. So I used that up. I really like that quote of Still Laughing because these are 2 movies that are comedy, and I feel if comedy is really well written, then those are the movies that I like. Like, I mean, some silly ones are funny too, but those 2 just cracked me up every time that I watched it. So I'm gonna, I totally lost my train of thought here for a second. But I'm going to go ahead and hear those down. And I really, like I said, like those 2 movies. Now, I had a look, to be honest with you, I had to pull up 2018 movie list. And because I kind of forgot of what movies came out, because I don't see a whole lot. I don't go to the movies quite often, but we rent a ton of movies. So sometimes I forget, like, well, what all, you know, I might have forgotten what happened in January. Like, maybe I watched a movie that I really liked and just kind of forgot about it. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, those were the 2 that were my favorite when I went through the list. I'm like, oh yes, definitely these, especially Game Night. That movie is hilarious. Now I'm going to pull out some stickers, and I'm actually going to use some Good Vibes that are Monday through Sunday. And they're just little squares, and I am totally okay with mixing cream and white. I know that some people that bothers, but I am a total neutral girl. I love neutrals, and throughout my house I have cream and white, so I have no problems mixing those 2 together at all. I just felt like the Monday, Tuesday, or Monday through Sunday thing was completely important because you can have a movie night any night. Now, when it comes to my journaling, because I'm going to do that off camera because it took me a couple days. I'm not really a wordy girl. I am when you're talking to me, but when it comes to paper and pen, not so much. It actually takes me a long time to think, what story do I want to tell? And at first I thought I was going to tell a story of when I was a kid, because this is obviously going to go to my kids, probably my daughter. And I thought, you know what though, this is about 2018, and that's when I talked about those 2 movies in particular. Because, and I have no problems reading my journaling because you're not going to see it in the still shot, but it just says, comedy is my favorite genre, but it has to be written really well. These 2 I felt delivered just that. Here were my 2 favorites. First one is Game Night. We went to the Garcia's house and had a family movie night. We laughed so hard and were not expecting the ending. My second is I Feel Pretty. I went with Emily and other friends because we love seeing comedy chicks. It all started after the movie Bad Moms. Since then, we go see every movie that is casting women and is in the comedy genre. So I thought that would be perfect because that stated what I did currently when I saw those 2 movies. And so I wanted to document the current situation versus the past. However, I am going to go back and document why movie night is so important to me, because it reminds me of my childhood where my dad would go get a movie, and we would rent a movie, and my dad would have the fireplace going, and my mom would make popcorn, and we'd all sit down, and if we had hot cocoa, we'd have hot cocoa and just watch movies. And that is just a real childhood memory that, or tradition I should say, that I've kept going even for my kids. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to add those 2 chalkboard pieces to the paper, and then I'm going to pretty much call this done. Now, even though I am going to work on my Traveler's Notebook, so you are going to see a lot more videos of this because I do want to complete this particular Traveler's Notebook, but I'm also going to incorporate 12 by 12 paper. So my goal is for you guys, so don't worry, it's not going to be all Traveler's Notebooks, but just so what you expect when you watch my channel. For the next couple weeks, it's going to be trying to get one 12 by 12 layout in the week, and then also one Traveler's Notebook as well, because I I think I have maybe 6 more prompts that I still need to do, and then this traveler's notebook is done and I can call it good, and then I could work on my Hawaii traveler's notebooks. So anyways guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this process video. If you did, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I would really love to have you over here. Please leave me a comment. I love talking to you guys on here, and you all have a great night. Bye.